The Tulabharam Ceremony, a ritual of weighing a newborn in gold, becomes a quiet humiliation. The morning after I was born, the house smelled of turmeric and smoke. Amma hadn't slept. Her eyes were swollen, her sari still stained from the night before. Outside, the village stirred, roosters crowed, cows lowed, and women swept their courtyards with brisk, practiced strokes. But inside our home, everything was hushed. The eclipse had passed, but its shadow lingered. It was time for the Tulabharam. In our part of South India, the Tulabharam is a sacred ceremony where a newborn is weighed against gold. It's meant to honor the child, to offer thanks to the gods, to declare the baby's worth. For boys, it's a celebration: drums, sweets, garlands, and proud fathers. For girls, especially girls like me, it's a formality, a reluctant nod to tradition, performed more out of obligation than joy. The brass pan was polished and placed on a wooden balance. Amma had borrowed it from a neighbor, who hesitated before handing it over. "For a girl?" she asked. Amma nodded, her lips pressed tight. The neighbor shrugged. "Don't scratch it." The priest arrived late, his eyes scanning the room with thinly veiled disdain. He was from the Agraharam, the Brahmin quarter, where the houses were painted, the wells were clean, and the girls wore silk even on ordinary days. He looked at Amma, then at me, and frowned. "Where is the gold?" he asked. Appa didn't answer. He was already drunk, sitting in the corner, chewing betel leaves and staring at the wall. His shirt was stained, his eyes bloodshot. Amma stepped forward, trembling, and removed her Mangalsutra, the sacred wedding chain she had worn since the day she was married. It was thin, worn, and missing a bead. She placed it gently on the pan. The priest scoffed. "This is not enough." Amma didn't speak. She added a pair of glass bangles, a silver toe ring, and a few coins she had saved from selling papads. The pan tilted slightly. I was placed on the other side, wrapped in a faded cloth. The balance didn't move. The priest muttered a half-hearted chant, then stopped. "No point," he said. "She's a girl." I didn't cry. I just lay there, blinking at the ceiling, unaware of the weight I was supposed to carry. Outside, the neighbors had gathered. Some out of curiosity, some out of pity. A few women whispered, "Poor thing." One man laughed. "They should have waited for a son." A child giggled nearby. "Why is she wrapped like a bundle?" he asked. His mother hushed him. "Because she's not worth the garland." Amma's hands trembled as she lifted me from the pan. She kissed my forehead, her lips warm and cracked. "You are enough," she whispered. But her voice was drowned by the priest's final words, "May she bring no shame." Then something happened. The balance creaked. One of the legs buckled slightly. The brass pan tilted, and the Mangalsutra slid off, clinking onto the floor. The priest gasped. "Careful," he snapped. "This is sacred." Amma bent to retrieve it, but her knees gave way. She collapsed beside the pan, clutching the chain like it was a lifeline. For a moment, no one moved. The priest looked disgusted. Appa didn't stir. A neighbor stepped forward, then hesitated. Amma sat up slowly, her eyes wild, her breath ragged. "She is mine," she said. "She is enough." The priest turned away. "Finish the ritual," someone said. But it was already finished. Or perhaps it had never truly begun. Amma retrieved her Mangal Sutra, which should have served as an offering to the gods. But it was not meant to be. The ceremony ended without music, without sweets, without celebration. The brass pan was packed away. The priest left without blessing me. The neighbors dispersed. Appa didn't look up. Later, Amma bathed me again, this time without ritual. Just warm water, a little soap, and her quiet humming. She rubbed my skin with coconut oil and tied a black thread around my waist to ward off the evil eye. Then she drew a small rangoli outside our door, a simple spiral, not the elaborate lotus she used for Ravi's ceremony. The landlord's wife passed by and sneered. "Why waste rice flour on a girl?" Amma didn't answer. She added a dot to the center of the spiral and went inside. That night, the Sembrani smoke rose again. Amma placed me on her lap and sang a lullaby in Tamil. Her voice was soft, but her grip was firm. She held me like she was holding back the world. I didn't understand the ceremony then. But I remember the silence. I remember the way Amma's bangles clinked as she gave away her last possessions. I remember the priest's eyes, cold, calculating, and quick to dismiss. I was weighed against gold and found wanting. But Amma never measured me in metal. She measured me in jasmine, in lullabies, in rangoli spirals drawn with trembling hands. And in that, I was never lacking.
A notebook, which contains some notes, is then brought out. The baby is gently guided to make a mark or symbol in the notebook. This act is symbolic of the baby's first step into the world of knowledge and education. One by one, the elders of the family give their blessings to the baby. They hold the baby with a long, warm hug and whisper blessings and good wishes. As a gesture of prosperity and good fortune, they tuck a rupee note into the baby's clothes.
Siapa சம்பள வர்ணமேடியவம் சமபாவன் நேராகும் செல்வகனா உனக்கு சபை வந்து கேட்க வேண்டும் பரிபூரணா மலமோர மானபுரா மானங்கட்ட தரபுரம் மலமோர மானபுரா மானங்கட்ட தரபுரம் மானங்கட்ட தரபூரட்டுக்கு பிடித்தாலும் இது மாற போன மாயா சீபிக்கு பிடித்தாலும் மாறி மகம் மாறியா இங்க மடமண்ட சகரியே அவள் மாறியா முன்ன வீடா எங்கள மற்றொரு தகமில்லை புறம்புற வீதியில எம்மான சீமட்ட பள்ளிக்கூடம் பள்ளிக்கூடத்தில் விட்டா இங்க பாரமைந்தை மோகம் நான் பாடாத நான் பாடுவோம் உங்க பக்கத்துல நீ வருவோம் உத்தாடி கொண்டையிலே கொஞ்சி மல்லியப்பூம்